Welcome to Area DMG.
Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Phil Basida, Mile High Mouther. Today we're playing a game from Kemco and PQUBE, who sometimes sends me stuff and sometimes doesn't. Guys, send me stuff. Made with Unity. I'm actually, I was a little hesitant because there were some interesting restrictions on this one's. And I was like, dang it, I don't want to get past those. But this is Raging Loop, and it was provided by Kemco and PQUBE. And it's a thing. Let's get into this. Raging Loop. Yeah, I'm gonna skip the anime opening thing. Let's see what we got here. Album. Nothing yet. Ending list. Oh. Let's see, options. Text speed fast, auto speed task, text box transparency, mostly transparent. Yeah, let's see the sound. Background music high. I don't know who these people are. I don't know these voice actors because they're not in English. But I'm going to turn everyone all the way up. Yar. Forced unlock. Huh. Oh. Scenario unlock function. What the heck? Read text, blah blah blah. I want to go back. No, I don't want to. I don't want to use that. There we go. Let's do this. Bow. Oh yeah, official novel. She's a chobit. Yep. You're most likely playing the game for the first time. Yes, actually. Sort of. First time on this system. Not like I deleted a save or anything. Yeah. Anyways. Work is quite strange to see. It's recommended the end should take time to read everything here. Those uploading their gameplay should read the For Videos and Sharing section. Read until the end to find sexy CG doesn't exist. To live in a society, a harsh society. How sad. Wait, what? Aww. Where should I begin? Let's hit the X button. Let's find out. Options. Okay. No? Okay. Wide chart? Nope. Okay. Let's hit the A button again. Let's check about video sharing. Raging Loop is a visual novel, meaning the stories, events, and conclusions are very important. Because this would be very troubling if someone uploaded everything to the internet. I'd be sad. Very sad. In the game, we do understand those who want to enjoy the work with many other people. Because that we set guidelines on how far we'd like you to upload. This range covers a whole first main route and a little extra. Specifically, you can upload until a choice of 4 infiltration Q entering the village. That's a lot, just so you know. I'm sure you'll have enough content for your uploads. Oh yeah, we're about halfway through. Actually, I think a little bit too much. Uploaders who read everything aloud might get a sore throat. Please don't overdo yourself, right? Okay, I feel personally attacked. Oh no, why would you do that? No. See, but what if we read it in voices? Be like, I actually think it's best to uploaders should read everything aloud, might get a sore throat. Please don't overdo yourselves, alright? No! I will tell you when I have overdone it. I will tell you. Yeah. But sore throats are why God invented alcohol. Wait, that's the wrong thing. Oops. Yeah, well, I have a Long Island iced tea right here, actually. Arnold Palmer, spiked. Half iced tea, half lemonade. 5% alcohol, because we can do that now here in Colorado at Target, of all places. Or is this from Walmart? I think it was somewhere with a clearance next to it. So I'm one of those people. I don't know what this is, but it's on clearance. I'll try it out. Yeah. Yes. If you intend to upload, please use the reminder function. If you have set it on, if it set it on, there's a video, a strange sheet pops up screen says ended the live. You'd be grateful to stop recording when you see them. Try theorizing and arguing instead. The function is currently set to off. I'm going to set it on. Thank you. Wish to change it, please go to 0 introduction and come here again. About special functions? I don't know. It's a visual novel. I mean, seriously, what are you going to do? What are you going to do that's different? I'm telling you, okay. Unless it's like Phoenix Wright is. Phoenix Wright is good. Oh, this is complicated. It might be hard to follow. Blah, blah, blah. You know what it makes me think of? I love visual novels like the No Escape series. Yeah, Zero Escape series. I want all 3 of those on the Switch, like, now. And then I would play through them. I mean, I would buy that again. I would buy it again because I bought it on the Nintendo 3DS, on the Nintendo DS, and I bought it on the Vita. Yeah, so I'm just like, yeah. Put this on the Switch, I will buy it again. Because, I don't know, I really kind of like visual novels. Actually, let's do a little bit of a look-see over here. I know there's a bunch of visual novels right now on the Switch Lite. We're just playing this on the normal Switch because we don't have the ability to record off the Switch Lite. Because, it's a Switch Lite. So what's sitting on here right now? Let me go find visual novels. Did I already move them over? I might have. Let's see. No, there's Raging Loop, Planetarian, Ace Attorney's on here. Pantsuit Hunter. I thought it was pretty funny. It's a pretty fun game, actually. It's funny. And I died to a chair. So weird. Anywho, let's see what else. Oh, I've been playing a little bit of this one, and I think it's pretty good. And I've been eyeing that Clanad. Yeah, that's on there. I'm like, ooh. Although I did recently pick up Overwatch because I'm like, yeah, I'll play a little bit of that. Why not? Mainly because, like, it's an okay game. Somewhat. It reminds me of Paladins so much, except I feel like Paladins is better balanced than Overwatch. There you go. There's your controversy for this video. Ooh. Oh, yeah, and Winter's Daydream, which is another one that we got from a company or something, if I remember correctly, and I'm just like, I don't know what I think of that one so far. Oh, wait. I tried recording a video, and then I realized that I'd gotten about 20 minutes into the game, and I didn't have the commentary button down, and I was really kind of annoyed. And it's also one of those where I was trying to figure out the best way to do with the webcam, because I do have a webcam here, which I'm going to use for streaming at some point with these games, and then I just need to figure out the best way to record both the video from this and the the game. But let's get back to the game. Blah, 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 scenario chart. You can access it. Okay. Blarb, blarb, blarb. We live in a society. Next up, keys. Information called keys. Oh yeah, so it is kind of a bit like that. You're like, oh, I heard a thing. Maybe I can use this later. Yeah, let's go back here. Let's go main story. I don't need to check all that. Ooh, that sure took a while. Thank you for reading this far. Yeah, sure. I totally did that. Anyway, let's begin the story. I like the voice acting they have here. You know, I'm okay with subtitles and voice acting. I think people really should be, because then yeah, I know a lot of people who are voice actors, but are we really, really okay with paying people to appropriate other culture and then ruin the meanings for it, or put in, I'm just being weird and picky. Localization is fun. Although one thing I like about localization is when it comes to Disney's localization, if you've ever seen like some of their translations for their stuff, they find people that sound like the characters originally. So they have characters that sound like the characters. So if you're listening to, say, if you're watching, say, The Little Mermaid in English, and then you switch over to Spanish, it sounds similar to the characters like that. And they do go out of their way to find celebrities sometimes in each of those languages. Be like, oh, here's a famous person from these novellas, so they're going to be this character in this. So they actually go out of their way to find, star power for it. Kind of like, how localization should be. Then there's companies like Shout Factory and G Kids who, if they can't really get the stuff to do a good dub, they'll just not do it. They just do good, reliable subtitles. And a lot of my favorite anime come from them, G Kids. I'm like, thank you, G Kids. Which, hey, you should check out Lou Over the Wall, Nice Short, Walk on Girl, and Mind Game. Those are all fantastic. Or Genius Party, which I've been watching through, and it's interesting. Anyways, let's begin the story. That's so emo. I kind of want to read it this way. Be like, beyond the pockets of mist and hazes of blood, at the end of the ever-repeating despair and grief, please come and witness the truth of the werewolf village with your own two eyes. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah. This is Halloween stuff, people. Bow. Picori. Picori. Picori, 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 picori. 511. Sun. I closed in on the side of the road and killed the engine. It was steeper than I thought. My bike was on the verge of giving out, so I pushed down and deployed the kickstand. Well, I'm lost. Look at this art style, okay? Look at this art style. Now, let me bring up that little X again. I want to hide. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's good. Let's say X. Options. Transparent all the way. Yeah. Well, I'm lost. Maybe taking a ride down an unknown road with no sat-nav on me wasn't such a good idea. I've just followed the road, so I figured I wouldn't get lost, but now I was in some deep patoo. No, cool it. This isn't a big deal. I sighed, took a note of the fact that I'd gotten lost in my pocket journal, and then pulled out a map. Most people can't even read those anymore. Suddenly, a rush of memories flitted into my mind. I want this key. I don't have it. Oh, I'll have to figure out how I get that. Oh, game. You have already You have already teased me with something, and I want it. I need it. I somehow kept myself from remembering those things. After all, I'd gone this trip to forget. We were, oh, I can't do the whole little thing, you know, but I was going to go into like, this is werewolf country. Yeah.
ああ、もう。
Uh,
やめやめ。目の前の現実を直視。人生はシンプル。つまりこの道のごとく、真っ暗で道案内もなく、進むか返すか。考えることはそれだけ。
Okay. Going back wasn't an option in this case, so I'd just move forward. Still, I wanted to know where I was, at least, so I looked down at my map. It was all Greek to me. Last time I'd seen a sign, it was still light out, meaning that I'd gotten lost after the sun had set. Sure, it was my own fault for just guessing which intersections I'd been passing through, and that it'd take me 2 hours to conclude I was lost. Crazy to think that just 2 hours of aimless driving got me almost completely surrounded by mountains. I hate that when that happens, you know? You walk into the wrong neighborhood and there's mountains, and the mountains are like, hey man, we don't take kindly to your non-mountain kind in here. And I'm all like, oh no. And then you might get bitten by a mountain and become a were-mountain. It's like, there's a full moon. I'm becoming cavernous. They extended as far as the eye could see. If you flip the scenery upside down and shook it, it's unlikely even a shred of civilization would tumble out. Beside the asphalt below, my sweet ride. My sweet wide ride. Hey, and the lamppost above, the first one in a while, mind you, there's nothing man-made here. The pocket map I had wasn't detailed enough for me to figure out where I was.
進むか。
Systemka? Actually, can I get what that was again? Okay.
進むか。
Systemka. Okay. Guess I'll just... Systemka. Okay. I don't know. I'd go as far as I could. Worst comes to worst. That reminds me, Untitled Goose Game is pretty fun. 2 hours later, I deeply regretted ever thinking that. Basically, camping wasn't an option. The mountainside had no side to camp on. A dump truck I'd passed barely even fit on it. I've also had my first close encounters with wild forest animals. I'd already seen 2 boars and 3 deer in the 2 past hours alone. 2 hours alone. One of the deer had run parallel to my bike while intently staring at me. I had no idea what to think of it. I felt it could smell my fear and did it just to make it worse. How dare the thing do that to a human? We're the kings of this planet, darn it! I'd have to remember to eat some venison once I came back to civilization. Venison is really good. I haven't tried kangaroo yet, but there's a place around here that sells it, so I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna eat kangaroo. And I'm gonna be like, I ate kangaroo. And people are like, what? And I'm like, yeah, it just tastes a little like lamb. Why would you eat the lamb? Because. Why wouldn't you? Oh! I'm sorry, that's a terrible pun. Anyway, camping out here was a bad idea. I'd rather end up roadkill or animal food. Yeah, you can't trust those deer, man. I've seen Adventure Time. And yet, I didn't back out. Why? Because I'm a pretty warped sort of guy, and I wouldn't pretend otherwise. That was actually the reason why my once comfortable relationship had gone awry, and why I'd gone on this stupid trip. Oh, are we going to find out his guilt? Still, despite acknowledging that, I chose to keep moving forward. It wasn't like I'd find a place to stay if I went back. I actually started to think this experience might make a good conversation piece sometime down the road. Spoiler alert, you're not going to live. It was really getting late at this point. Where would these roads take me anyway? I'd probably be disappointing. Ah! Soon enough, the road became flat. I was out of the mountain pass. The forest remained abundant, though, so it still didn't see much. Even so, the street lights and signs were enough to make me feel like I was again nearing civilization. I should drink more water. Yeah, 'cause like, if you're a little out of breath when you're up here in the mountains, you know? Here in Colorado's. Was street lights the right expression for lights in the forest? I'd have to look that up. No, the lights in the forest aren't street lights. They're other things. They're the will-o-wisps, the knock. Have come to drag you into their depths. Run away, Elsa. As the road grew less rugged, I realized just how exhausted I was. All this bike handling had left my hands really sore, too. My hands always hurt after handling my bike. I really had to rest. Suddenly I saw something unexpected. Powerful, colorful, artificial lights. A convenience store? Of course. Fresh Mark. Yes, that's exactly what it was. It was next to an intersection between the road I was on and another, an even thinner road that could probably support only a single car. Sea of trees ended, giving room for the majestic child of our consumerist society. We live in one, by the way, a society. That little Chobits girl told us that. Yeah, that was an exaggeration. Apparently, even a darn store was a big deal for someone who just stepped out of the wild. It's called Freshmark. Yeah. Fresh Markiplier. It's what happens when you kill and eat him for food. Don't actually do that. Don't go after YouTubers. We don't taste good. We taste like sadness and broken dreams. I've seen several of them a few times during the day. It was probably a local franchise. Building didn't look all that old. At least the parking lot looked a lot smoother compared to the roads. It's a pretty weird place to build something like that, though. Let me move my microphone. Was I close to the settlement, or did they actually make a profit off of lost travelers? They ate the lost travelers. I'd just ask that or something. A local shopkeeper was bound to know what was around these parts, not to mention I was thirsty. Aren't we always? Mop mop. Okay, I like that. I was walking by a weird chime sound. But you know what it makes me think of? Everything's great at your Juness. Yay. It looked like a normal convenience store. There were goods on the store, kind of left, and... Whoa. Yeah, I would. Got that great red hair. You find out it's actually blonde hair, but it's dyed red with the blood of her enemies. The worker at the counter was mean looking. It was scary. Really? I don't see it. I don't think this person looks mean looking. She's imposing. I was so imposing I would have doubted if someone told me she was in charge of some lady army corps. Really? That's kind of mean. Hey. Was that supposed to be a greeting? It was so damn cold it actually gave me chills. This store shadier than it appeared? Was I about to be stupidly overcharged? Was this how this place made a profit, by taking advantage of lost people and basically beating them out of their money? Shit, that was scary. Ah, sorry. I cursed. Please, YouTube gods, don't demonetize my... Clearly, the Wonderland had only just begun. Woohoo! I sure was excited for the beating. Yeah. I grew more nervous and more enthusiastic by the second. I know it says less, but come on. Look at this character. She's not scary. She's pretty. Yeah, that's me. I braced myself, but she just looked down at a magazine in her hands. Oh, she's just a slacker. It's like, I wasn't even supposed to be here today. Slightly disappointed, walked around the store. It was about what you expect. Small shelf with energy drinks, followed by some stationery, travel goods, sanitary stuff, etc. Or sweets that came with toys, shelf of cup ramen, dry food, a fridge freezer. All looked around. It was too late, so the daily dish and packed lunch section was completely empty. And those are good, actually. I'll admit it. Some gas station food is good. Oh, wait. I'm actually okay with this music. The only special thing about this place was a section full of unpacked vegetables that you'd expect to see at a greengrocer's. Maybe all rural convenience stores were like this? I was slightly surprised by that, but there weren't any local fine foods or anything, so all in all, it was an unremarkable store if you ignored the clerk anyway. I took a drink and brought it to the register. Oh, she's smoking. Yep, it was a highlighted place. What kind of clerk smokes while dealing with the customer? A clerk that doesn't want to have to deal with that customer? Pretty simple. I mean, if you're in customer service or all this stuff for long, you do end up being stressy enough to start smoking. Unless you're me, I never really started smoking. I mean, I've done it. I'm just like, eh. My drugs of choice are caffeine and some alcohol, and then some other stuff, you know? Yeah. You're actually buying? Yeah. She was the clerk. Yeah, I be her guy. Oh, you know what, man? You know, no. Now you're a jerk.
126円。
$1.26. She didn't even scan it. This exchange was at the mercy of the clerk. God is dead. Maybe I had to get mad at her?
ちょっといいですか?
No, you may not ask anything.
あ?
実は道に迷ってしまって。
Quickly turn make.
町はどっちにあるでしょうか?
あっち。
Here.
いや、その。
Don't you have a map or something? We don't. Oh man, this woman.
いや、
I'm not sure I believe
そんなはずはないで
that.
しょ?
I'm sure you must have a map handy.
知らねえよ。
That a rule? Well, we don't have one. Go back wherever you came from.
もう数時間迷ってるもんで。
Keep it up much
これ。
longer.
その辺の
Sleep on the floor or something. She had to be joking.
お
I
気持ちだ
appreciate
け
the
でいいん
sentiment,
で。
but I'd rather be on my way. She can't help.
あ
Ugh, alright, just wait.
待ってろ。
Put her smoke on the ashtray, went to the staff only area. She came back in no time.
あったわ。
It's kind of glary. Okay. Oh, what do I do now? Found it. She had a map. Of course she did. You're more ill-tempered than usual. Okay.
これがこの店。
Yes, here's the store. Go north of the crossroads.
しばらくしたら立教
North
がある
pass
か
soon
ら
enough. Cross it. We come to fork next to the giant boulder. Turn right and head straight.
この。
On this road?
だよ。
What of it?
いや、こ
There's
の先
nothing
に。
there.
書かれて
There's a settlement. It's just not on the map.
うん。
Do you know any other
富
places?
吉村まで行く。
Fujiyoshi, but it's 2 hours to a mountain pass. This one's
こっちなら
about
30
30 minutes away. Fujiyoshi seemed to be a village. It didn't look too far away, but the road leading to it was a huge branching mess. It's clearly just a paved mountain pass. I'd had enough of those for one day. I'd probably just get lost
じ
again.
ゃあ、
I got
こっち行ってみます。
I'll go to that one then.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
金。
Money.
はい。
Did we?
払ってねえだ
He
ろ。
didn't pay for the tea.
ああ。
It's 500 yen. He gave her $5 for $1.2016.
なぜ
Why don't you put the change in the collection box? Did you put the change in the collection box without asking me?
小銭多いとう
Having too
ぜえ
many
だろ。
coins at pain, ain't it? Oh, this reminds me that this is kind of the thing that they're trying to pull here in Colorado with trying to get rid of Tabor. Tabor is essentially, if the government overcollects over here, they don't get to keep the money. It has to go back to us, the people. What's happening here is kind of the same thing, where she would have to give out change. If we didn't have Tabor to protect us, she would just keep the change. That was a hell of a line. I casually thanked her, grabbed the bottle of tea. She didn't give me a bag, by the way, and left the store. Yuck. Drank the tea in the parking lot, looked at the moon, obscured by the clouds, but still bright enough to outshine the light of the... put me in bad news. I didn't enjoy the sight. I threw the bottle in a nearby trash can and aggressively drove away. I would have left it on the parking thing as a sign of aggression. Nah. Following the directions, I crossed the overpass around the first fork in the road. Wait, what was the thing that I just missed? She told me it was really narrow. I probably shouldn't have noticed it if we were not there for tall boulders, standing there like a roadside shrine for some travel delineating. Carefully, I got on the road. A minute later, I found myself in an even worse wilderness than before. A veil of dead leaves covered the ground, tall grass beside the path, blah blah blah. Sky above was blocked by overgrown shrubberies, making it feel like I was passing a wooden tunnel. The road itself was a huge red flag. It was a wonder why I didn't just turn around. The exchange from before might have pissed me off more than I thought. Wait, can I say that word? I don't know. Still, I really didn't expect the road to just end. It happened about 15 minutes in. The view ahead suddenly turned strangely dark, and a split second later, the bike tipped forward. I reflexively hit the brakes, but it was too late. I started going down a cliff. My bike tilted downwards, and suspension was put into the greatest test yet as we basically tumbled down to the bottom. The headlights suddenly shone on some dirt and grass. I knew then that I'd be flung out from my seat. Stifling a scream, I tried to work some steering and brake magic to slow down without collapsing, but it was too big a task for a simple road bike. While the cliff, it jumped higher than ever before. The suspension couldn't handle the impact, and I was launched into the air. A moment later, I heard a crash and felt an impact, after which came an unpleasant pain. Damn it. An accident where I was flung out just like that was a first for me. The launch was really something, too. I did 360 air, felt my back, my brain was not so bad, I thought all my bones shattered. My face and limbs seemed pretty fine, at least, though I wasn't sure if that counted as a silver lining. There's grass under my hands. I felt it even through the gloves. That and the smell of green made pretty clear where I landed in. I pushed down, my hand sunk. The grass growth was pretty hefty. It was probably the reason why I came out relatively okay. Sure. Wow, this looks like a Sega Genesis game. Sure, my joints creaked when I stood up, but aside from that, I was fine. It was really dark, so I couldn't really confirm, but I was pretty sure I wasn't even bleeding. My bike, however, wasn't nearly as lucky. Oh, boy. It was lying on its side a short distance ahead. The engine was still on. The back wheel kept on turning, making an unpleasant, frictive noise. Yup, it was busted. I walked up, killed the engine, and took the key. Headlights on. I was surrounded by absolute darkness. I was off. So I just stood and waited until my eyes adjusted. Still couldn't see very clearly, but it looked like it wasn't actually a cliff. It was still on the road, which just wasn't paved beyond this point. Obviously, road bikes stood no chance against an unpaved road. That woman actually tried to kill me. Zigzagging through the trees, I followed the narrow footpath deeper into the forest. I tried getting my bike up and running again, but instantly gave up. It was partially stuck in mud, so there's a risk of it slipping and getting me into another accident. Maybe I had to turn around. That moment I considered that, I saw a faint light ahead. If that woman wasn't lying, this road led to a settlement. Was it close? I reached into my jacket's pocket, took out my phone, and opened it up. As you expect, I was out of range. I ran the light app and shone a light to see better. Though weak, it was better than nothing. That kind of reminds me of this movie I saw called Lights Off, right? I actually need to pick that up on Blu-ray, I think. I thought it was pretty good, because, like, the characters in it weren't stupid. Then once they figured out the creature was, like, couldn't be in light, they, like, turn on lights, they do all the... There's this one part where this character looks like they're about to die, and then they turn on the beeper on their car, and you're just like, yeah, you got away. It was cool. At the very least, it helped me watch where I was going. I had no idea how long I'd been walking for. Sure enough, I could see a light beyond the shrubs. Weaker than expected. A flashlight, perhaps? I could hear water, too. It might have been near a river. Hello? I raised my voice. Hello, anyone there? Still declaring my presence, I walked forward. It was late at night. Were I to bump into someone here, the sky would probably take a few years of our lives. That's why I figured it was best for us to let the other know we were here before that happened. However, there was no response. Could they not hear me over the rapids? Yimasan! Wait. I shone my light ahead and realized I'd made it to an opening. Sure enough, there was a river, or a stream, rather. I could see slightly more than I had while surrounded by trees. Straining my eyes, I saw a rocky river beach in the shallow. The light I'd seen was on the other side. From what I could tell, it was either a lantern or a flashlight, and it was close to the ground. I didn't see any people, though. No one responded to my shouting, either. I wasn't excited about it, but I decided to step into the water. The cold water quickly soaked my shoes and socks. I could have taken them off. I had to figure the water, but man, was it cold. I put my phone back into my jacket and both my hands free in case I fell. Not stopping or backing down, I walked toward the light. The sun became deeper. The water reached my knees now. This is too close for comfort. Feeling the bottom of my toes and balancing myself out, I somehow avoided losing my footing. Flow was fiercer than I expected. If I slipped and fell, I'd probably be washed away. It suddenly hit me. I was doing something really weird, but it was too late to whack down. Putting my hands on the boulders, and carefully checking what I was stepping on, I gradually made it to the other side. I have a really bad thing to say right there, and I'm not going to do it. Then, with an unpleasant wet sound in my every step, I walked up to the light. I could already see it clearly. Yep, it was a flashlight lying on the ground for some reason. Okay. There wasn't much space here. It was a narrow riverbank with a cliff right behind it. As you expected, I didn't see or sense anybody nearby. What the heck? The flashlight was working fine. The strength of the light told me the battery was pretty full. That meant that someone was actually using it tonight, or rather, until just a few moments ago. That was the most logical conclusion. It obviously wasn't left here yesterday afternoon or evening, and yet the user was nowhere in sight, and I was near a river. Did something bad happen? Yes. Did the flashlight's owner step into the stream and get swept away? This is most likely in worst possible scenario. But hey, a free flashlight. However, the flashlight was left there practically buried in the pebbles. It didn't seem like someone placed it there to light things up. It was the dead of night. There's no way you wouldn't notice dropping your flashlight when it was so dark. Right. The fact that a light source was left in a place like this was strange by itself. Was that considered what was going on here? What if someone heard my stupid shouting and decided to lure me in with a light so they could ambush me? Where would they attack from? Above? Hello? I heard a voice the moment I looked up. The rock cliff was actually made of several boulders. There's a face peeking from behind one of them. She's gonna crush you with a rock, dude. She sounds cute. This was my line. Sorry, could you pick that up for me? Voice of feminine. I know what was going on. So he dropped this. I picked up the flashlight and pointed at the source of the voice. Yup. Look at his face. He's like, it's so bright. I'm sorry. This is me, by the way. It's creepy. Don't shine it out from below like that. I'm actually a bit lost. I think a bit is something of an understatement then. Not as much as that settlement? It's a difficult question. Can you help me out at least? Help? Need a place to hide from the rain and wild animals, that's all. And Boulder, closer. Want to come to my place? Yeah, that's how these start, huh? Yep. I've heard these jokes before. Around campfires. Yeah. And that was the conclusion she derived in her my place by that. She meant a house, a settlement. She actually means a cave, right? Yeah, huh, as a man? No, as a living being. I spent the last hours aimlessly driving around only to fall off my bike. I'm dead tired and my wit's end here. Oh dear, then what kind of living would would I be if I just abandoned you? That's how I would say it. All the beauty of living beings looking out for each other. Anyway, your hand, please. So you can take your hand and your arm. You can't climb out on your own, yeah? Yeah, I didn't realize I have to. Another person filled me with relief and was followed by the sun with one crippling though she's in her left hand. So I grabbed my own knife. Her slender fingers are stronger than I expected. They're intent to rip apart your flesh. The girl's name was Chimi Shirazawa. I asked if she was related to the Shinsengumi guy. She said that her family just adopted the name at some point in the Meiji period. She was a 21-year-old. Went to college far away from here. This was her hometown. She's been spending her post-exam vacations here. Okay, she does look a little creepy. We chat about stuff like that once she led me out of the rocky ravine. This is actually a proper path, so rock climbing is pretty pointless, but was too focused on my footing to comment. She told me about herself as soon as we reached solid ground.
ちなみにそちらは
Okay, she just introduced herself. That's not what she said. It's not like, and what about you? She just said her name.
名前は房石春明。東京で大学院生やってます。
He goes to Tokyo U! It's like Love Hina, not really, but with werewolves.
あ、じゃあちょっ
And
と
so you're a
年
bit
上
older.
24だから。
I'm praying for her.
芹沢さんと3つ違いか
10
な。
wind range.
知恵みでいいですよ。敬語とかも
Don't you
いらな
dare
い
be
です。
formal with
じゃあ
me.
僕も
Alright then, you
呼び捨て
can be
ためがち
casual
が
with
い
me
いな。
too. Hee hee hee.
え
Can I
です
really?
か
Wow, she looks concerned.
女の子に親しく
I
され
like
て
it
る
when
みたいで
girls are friendly
嬉
with
しいから
me.
ね。
I hear you, bro, man. I hear. Dude. Bro.
な
It's
る
true.
ほど。実は私
I
も
like
堅苦し
stuff
いの苦手なん
socializing.
で。
Sure, I'll treat you like a
ど
friend.
うぞどうぞ。
Oh.
ちな
Which
み
means I
に
won't kill
ま
you
だ結
tonight.
構遠い
Wouldn't have it any other way. That side. Are they there yet?
う
Not
So
quite.
they
We're
were
like
like
5 minutes
that.
away. Hang in there, Chief.
んもう5分くらい
What a
頑張りま
lively
しょう。
girl. You could tell she was used to people. Or killing and eating them.
ただ、
Also,
足
watch your
元
step
に
and
気をつけ
focus
て
on just the light.
明かりだけ見て。
Oh, wait. We're almost an hour
何
in.
かあるの
Any reason?
この辺、
There are loads of
石ころ
pebbles
だ
here.
ら
It's
けで危ない
dangerous.
んだ。
Moments you know, it's devil right to be to be called a
あと、
pebble. It's pretty
今
dark
夜は
tonight.
随分暗いしね。
I couldn't even see the moon anymore. You know what? I'm going to stop this right here. What do I think of this so far? Let me let you in on a horrible secret. I love visual novels. Stuff like Zero Escape or Phoenix Wright, I just love those. These types of adventure type games, I love these. So this game here, when it was announced, I was like, ooh, this looks kind of good. And then I was like, I'll ask the company about this. And the company's like, hey, do you want to review this? I'm like, yes, I do want to play this for this. I do want to preview it. And yeah, I spent like almost 40-something minutes of talking about it. And what do I think of it? I like it so far. I know there's stuff in here that you should be afraid of. But hey, you know what? It's not that expensive from what I can tell, and it seems to be pretty well made. So do it. I mean, come on. The Nintendo Switch is kind of like the PS Vita in this regard. Or the DS in this regard. Which is why I really think that we need like a collection of 4, 5, and 6 for Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright 4, 5, and 6. You know, we need those in their own thing because we have 1 through 3 in their own thing, and I think that would be fantastic. And I would buy it. Come on, Capcom, do it. Other stuff that we need. There's so many different little great novel ones. Like Nintendo should do the right thing and like re-release Trace Memory and its sequel. We could also use to get like some of those actually there's a bunch of these weird little dating visual novels on here. There's a bunch out there, and I actually think that's pretty nice that that's a thing that happens. Trying to think of which ones are pretty good. Trying to think. This is pretty good. I actually should go there and try and see what type of visual novels there are on this, because there's a bunch where I'm just like, that sounds fun. There's a couple in there that are also the type that are also kind of datey sim ones. And those have their own pluses and minuses, I guess you could say. And there's ones where you're like, there's the harem ones where you're a dude with a lot of girls, and then the reverse harem ones where you're a girl with a lot of dudes. You know what's not on the Switch yet and needs to be on the Switch? Hatoful Boyfriend. The one with the pigeons. That one is hilarious. There's some other ones that are out there. I mean, it's kind of like PC's been taking over those with this type of stuff. And that's a good thing. Because, hey, video games where people just read and then choose things, cool. I'm down with that. I couldn't see the movie. Not holding an agreement, I focus on following the light in her hand. Oh, by the way.
ちょっと待っててもらえます？着替えちゃうんで。
Huh. Oh, there's an auto thing, so I could literally just sit here and watch the story, because the problem about this is that I'm I'm sorry. I've instantly read the stuff that's there. So I'm just like, Anywho, let me know in the comments below what you think of Raging Loop. Does this look like a game that you might want to find more about? I mean, it's got werewolves. Yeah. And horror. And I think that's kind of cool. So, let me know in the comments below what you think. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't already. Hit that share button. Hit that subscribe button. Ring that little bell so you're notified whenever we have a brand new video here at Area DMG. And until next video comes out, you are now caught up.
Morning, Maya.